Hey guys, this is Phantom. Today I'm benchmarking, I guess is a good way to put it. I just got done being really sick. My throat is very thrashed. My lungs still aren't at maximum capacity. So I need to do something and kind of figure out where I'm at. Play something, obviously, not stream for multiple hours, and see what my, physical limit is. But since this is my first time making content in a while, since before I got sick, I'm gonna be playing something a little bit relaxed, a little bit chill, something where I don't have to talk a lot, something where I don't have to motor mouth and explain too much of what's going on. So today I'm gonna play some Legends of Runeterra. You guys already know I like this game. And just a couple days ago, while I was sick actually, we had a new expansion drop. I've been racking my head with Jax. Jax is a champion from League of Legends that is very, very close to my heart. As in, he was one of my first mains. He was one of the first characters where I sat down over 10 years ago and said, I'm really going to learn this champion. Like, I was in middle school at the time. That's how long ago that was. So when I heard Jax was coming, I obviously wanted him to be a good champion. I wanted him to be strong because I wanted to use him. I fucking love Jax. And I gotta admit, I'm pretty underwhelmed. Out of all the champions that were added in this patch, I genuinely think Jax is the worst out of all of them. He is so ridiculously situational, is extremely limited. He's just, in so many ways, he's not a good card. He's a 2-drop, which may make you think, oh, well, you can throw him down on the board really fast. But he's a 2-drop 3/2. The amount of cards that can get rid of a 2-health card on turn 2 are insane. There are decks that can get rid of a 2-cost card turn 1. He's really not that good. And he has quote unquote quick attack technically, but also he doesn't. His equipment is what has quick attack. Effectively, Jax is just a 2-cost 3/2. No keywords, no nothing. He doesn't get just bonuses for existing. He doesn't get any bonuses until equipped allies have struck for 15 plus damage. And that puts Jax in this really weird spot where he's a really easy to kill low-cost champion that you don't want to play right away because you want to play him once you have a few equipped allies on the board. So he's not aggro enough to be in an aggro deck, but his low stats and very mediocre follower cards make him not very good at mid-range and late-game decks either. In order to make Jax work, you are effectively forced to play Jax Ornn, because you need to reforge as many times as you can on him, or he's gonna be pretty damn useless. And if you do get a equipment that's really, really good, that might work really, really well for Jax, like the scout weapon, he loses his quick attack, and if he's leveled up, he also loses his overwhelm if you switch off of this equipment, because you can only have one equipment equipped. It sets him up in this really weird situation where you kind of have to base the entire deck around making him work in order to make him like conventionally strong, in order to genuinely take good use out of all of his bonuses. And the other problem with that is he is a Runeterra card, which means he doesn't have a region. So anything that is considered a Weapon Master card can be put into deck building, and that takes up one of the region slots. The problem with that is the Weapon Master cards have little to nothing that actually helps Jax. The closest thing to a Weapon Master card that helps Jax is Jax's spell, Counter-Strike, which is not a normal card. You can only play it if you have a copy of Jax in your hand and a copy of Jax on the field. You can't just take Counter-Strike. The only Counter-Strike is Jax's Counter-Strike. It puts him in a very similar vein as Fiora, where he needs a lot of cards to keep him alive. But unlike Fiora, he does not belong to a region. So Fiora has the benefit of having Demacia, like, inherent, which has a lot of ways to keep cards alive. Jax doesn't get that. If you want to get a whole bunch of cards that'll keep Jax alive, you have to dedicate 2 regions to him. And with him being as situational and as underwhelming as he is, you're wasting a lot for a card that's not going to give you enough benefit. So I thought. I've genuinely tried to make him work in many different combinations, and everything was not working. And if you were to look up Jax on pretty much anything, people kind of universally agree. He doesn't have a lot going for him. He fits a little bit too niche of a playstyle. Somebody came up with a deck that I saw a while ago. I saw this video a while ago. And in order for me to explain the thought process behind this, I have to quickly explain what lurk is. Lurk is a keyword that exists pretty much solely for Pike and Rek'Sai, meaning there is really only one lurk deck. However, lurk has been nerfed to the point that it's pretty much useless. It's ridiculously hard to actually get anything done with a lurk deck. So many things are up to chance. However, somebody came up with the idea of putting Rek'Sai with Gwen. Now, the idea behind putting Rek'Sai with Gwen is Gwen has Hollowed, where every time you attack, whatever unit is farthest on the left gets +1 per Hollowed unit that has died. And the idea behind that deck was you use Gwen's Hollowed bonus to level up Rek'Sai, and then be able to use like a Snapjaw Swarm or whatever it's called, and just get all the benefits that Rek'Sai has. And I kind of pieced 2 and 2 together, and that's how I came up with this deck. This deck is very, very similar. However, unlike that deck, Jax is a Runeterra card instead of a Shuriman card like Rek'Sai is. So this deck doesn't have the Shuriman control elements. However, it has other cards involving Jax and surrounding Jax and Gwen that I think work pretty damn well together. So far, Jax Gwen has been the most reliable and genuinely fun Jax deck that I have been able to come up with, and I've tried to make a lot of them. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, so as far as I know, I'm one of the few people who are actually trying Jax Gwen, and it's not meta-breaking ridiculous, and I'm no professional deck builder. This genuinely feels much more reliable. I can get Jax leveled up much quicker using Jax and Gwen and equipping Gwen with a card made by Fireth, or getting some good draw using cards like Ghastly Paramour and Withering Wail, or I can switch out Withering Wail with Grasp of the Undying, whatever suits my at that time want and need to keep myself alive while Jax kind of ramps up and I get a bunch of hollowed cards down. And then you can get Gwen, if you get lucky and you use Fireth and you get the Rake, you can actually give Gwen Scout, which will let her attack and get the bonus of Hollowed twice, ramping up really high, leveling her extremely fast, and draining so much health from the enemy nexus. Mix in an Atrocity for a quick game-ending moment if you need it. This deck has a lot of reactive elements that allow it to contend against a lot of decks. And right now, at the beginning of the expansion, is honestly the most fun time to try things like this. On one hand, a lot of people are kind of running the same thing, but on the other hand, the meta's still fresh. A lot of cards have been nerfed, a lot of cards have been buffed, and a lot of new cards have been added. People don't really know what the best of the best is. So you're able to play around with these kind of ideas. And I don't know if there would be ways to make this deck a little bit better, but so far this is what has worked the best for me. And yeah, I've just been having a lot of fun with it. So without further ado, I am going to jump into a normal match, and I'm going to see if I can show you guys what I'm talking about when I say this deck can hold its own. Interesting. I have yet to see anyone play Nora. I'll stick around for this one. I want to keep Grasp. He hard mulliganed. Let's hope he got dicked by it. If he got Nora turn 1, great. He didn't, thank God.
We shall sing, dance, and forget our woes.
Beware the Reaper of the Sands. See if he plays something or not.
I will light beyond life.
Back to the sands.
I want to get down a bunch of cards if I can. I need blockers.
Yourself right at home.
That's a lot of damage. Man, this guy couldn't have had a better starting hand. Holy shit.
A joyous one.
I literally can't not take damage. However, he has nobody to block my Phantom Butler. So,
Very good.
let's get a little damage in. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Some card draw would be nice about now. I guess that's the closest thing I'm gonna fucking get.
Fresh catch? Well, it was fresh.
I see what he did.
Oh, fresh.
An interesting play. Not that interesting, like
See what's out
pretty standard. But ow. At least I have a little bit of card draw through Enchanting Lure.
I will ask to take her hand in mine.
Yes, that's what. Ah! Now he can survive the attack. Wow, how fucking lucky. And I draw another one of the same card. Wonderful. That's right, I have Hallowed. Oh, thank God. Thank God I had Hallowed. I forgot that I actually lost some units. Despite it being a majority Hallowed deck. You would be surprised how often people just go 7 rounds without actually getting any Hallowed deaths. I've been getting lucky. I'm getting the right deny cards that I need in order to survive this guy. You can feel the anticipation in the air. Yeah, you can. Oh, does he have another one of that? Damn. Lucky bastard.
I've always been a fun guy.
Dealing 2 damage. He's killing his peddler?
My pretties.
Interesting. That spell shield is gonna make for a massive pain in the ass. There's a card that I actually want to see. Holy shit. What took you so long, Gwen? God damn. What's better? Draining it directly or ghostly paramoring? I can get 5 from here. I can get 3 from this. This can also give 3, but it costs 1 less and I can block. I'm gonna ghostly paramore.
Arm in arm.
I can get 8 life back.
I'm looking for someone. Is she here?
Attention, please.
I'm actually gonna heal from this. He has a lot of cards though. I'm worried he's gonna kill something. He has a lot of mana. Ah, fuck. He got himself more cards. Damn. I'm 1 mana away from being able to deny that too. Hey, at least I keep my paramour. Right? Now that I know he doesn't have denial, I can play Gwen.
Don't waste my time. Impress me.
God damn, this guy is drawing every glimpse beyond. Lucky bastard. I want some of those. I have 3 of them in my deck.
What a strange, wonderful world.
Half decent hollowed damage here.
What a joy.
Oh, fuck, I fucked that up. Oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that way? Oh, I fucked it up. I got it backwards. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Me.
One stitch at a time, we'll make something totally new.
Like I said, I'm not a professional. That sucks. The good news is Gwen's alive. I thought he was gonna just kill Gwen, and I was like, well, never mind. That's the end of that. But thankfully that didn't happen. I still have my Grasp of the Undying. If I can survive next round, I might win. Come on. Play something before attacking. Please let me put my Ghastly Band down. I'm begging you. I can deny my Ghastly Band and block someone.
Don't waste my time.
The perfect music to dance to.
I can double deny. I can keep him from killing Gwen.
Runaway bike.
I said walk.
What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna block the most damage possible. I'm gonna drain. I'm gonna deny. Please. Don't take this from me. You have so many cards and so much mana. Finally, I got to draw.
A waltz for the lady. I know just the piece.
How did
Please
you
don't
know
have any
how to
direct
do
denial. Please. Alright. This is my chance to show what, if the stars align, Jax can actually do.
My heroic last stands never seem to stick.
He can't kill Jax. He can still kill Gwen.
Weapon roulette. Think I got something.
If he self-denies this, I think I still win. And if he denies this, I attack through, and Jax has Spell Shield. That's why Shroud of Darkness is so important. He might have... Yep, there we go. We did it. We actually was able to show off what happened if the stars align. That was a rough one. That was a good match.
Every moment of this has been a joy.
Okay. So super late, excuse me, super late game deck. I definitely want Vengeance, because he's going to have some beefy-ass motherfuckers, and I want him to burn as much as he can into them before I kill him. I'll take Entrancing Lure. Everything else, I think I want to mulligan. I like that more. I like that more. I'll actually take this. Letting it go this long before summoning anything is potentially bad news for me.
The party never ends, nor its spiritus.
Beware! The Reaper of the Sands!
I live to serve.
The Reaper will return!
Womp. Now I have a decent amount of cards. Yeah, he wants me to hit his Nexus, but if he doesn't be careful, if he isn't careful, why'd I say it that way? I said it so weirdly. If he isn't careful, I can ramp pretty hard.
Welcome, one and all, to the Midnight Rebel!
There we go. This is good for me. One of his denial that would get rid of Jax is now gone. And I now have +3 Hallowed bonus. That's actually really good for me.
If only she could
He's probably gonna Frostbite my Gwen here. No. Interesting. I think I can 1-turn level up. Yep, I can 1-turn level up Gwen, which is good.
One stitch at a time will make something totally new.
Now, hold on to Vengeance and Atrocity to 0 this round. So not... I'm gonna drop a Conductor. Now, next turn...
How did you know I love to dance?
Come on, if I get a Shroud. That's not what I wanted, but you know what? It'll work. Jax hits the board.
Sword, staff, fish, nothing speaking to me.
Oh, my phone is ringing. Apologize for that. If I kill him, that still goes through, right? The effect still goes through.
I shall need my tools.
Let's get a bunch of damage here. He's gonna need to draw something real good. That's just enough. I got scared. I genuinely got scared. That was just a Gwen
Every moment of this has
game.
been a joy.
I didn't even get to use Jax. He just immediately died. It showed that this deck has some potential, even if you don't draw Jax, which is always an important thing. Ooh, Demacia Targon. And it's not dragons. Interesting. Strike Up the Band is a good starter. I can drop it turn 2 if his board gets a little too big for... Oh! My face froze. Strike Up the Band is a good starter. I can drop it turn 2 if his board suddenly gets a little bit too big compared to what I'd like. I'll take this. Ah, my phone fell. Everything's in shambles. There we go. Fixed. Saved.
You can feel the anticipation in the air.
You can feel the anticipation in the air.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
Are they? Good to know. Thank you, rodent.
With passion.
Half decent damage. 2 points in the Hallowed. He has more mana than me, though, so I gotta be careful. I'd like to spend only 1 on the Boisterous Host, if at all possible. That is going to get pretty big. It's going to become a 4/4. I'm going to have to block with my Conductor, but that's okay. I'll make it work.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
I'll have the same mana as him if I end. Good. That's a really good draw. Spell Shield on Gwen.
Strange, wonderful world.
Gwen can get pretty strong now, and he can't just remove her from the game. Which is pretty damn important. I can also force him to block the Conductor of the Mists.
My heart and sword for Demacia.
Why'd they get +1/+1 from Garen? Oh, he summoned... I didn't even know he has that ability now. Shows how much I'm paying attention. Holy shit. Do this in the right order this time, me. Don't be a dumbass.
Believe or burn.
Interesting choice. His steam's rolling a little slower than I think he'd like. I only have Spell Shield this round, though, so next round she might get killed. What I need to do is I need to hold on to Glimpse, so if he uses something to try to strike her, I can deny it.
Go, floaty crystal. Targon works in mysterious ways. Observe.
I'll just commit. Let's see if he rallies.
What a lovely lilting melody.
If he does, oh well. I have Atrocity. I can win next turn just by attacking with Gwen. I can attack with anyone and win next turn. I'll take it. That's actually not too bad for me. Do you have some way to deny me my card draw? I hope not. I think he has self-buff cards that he has the ability to use.
He missed.
Okay, Gwen, whatever. You psychopath. And I drew another Gwen, let's go! That's what you like to see, baby! I can win. Next turn.
Stay resolute.
I can Atrocity to the face.
Nothing to fear.
I win. GG. Let's see if he denies. Nope, he doesn't have a way to survive it. He dug. Unless he drew a single combat. If he drew a single combat. We did it! Two games in a row where it's just a Gwen deck. It's like Jax isn't even there. The deck is not... Like, it's situational. Jax is an awful card, if I'm being 100% honest. He has so little to him. Stats-wise, he's only a 3/2. His equipment has Quick Attack and Overwhelm, not actually him. So if the equipment gets taken away or gets nullified by anything, he has nothing. If his equipment actually had any bonuses to it, like any flat damage or defense, like it would be alright. Because then you could just put the Light of Acathia on your other cards if Jax dies. But it doesn't. It's a 1-cost, give your card Quick Attack. And the amount of situations where Quick Attack is actually going to be useful is practically fucking zero when you take into account that it's an equipment. It's slow. You can't reaction throw the equipment onto a guy. He doesn't synergize with anyone, not even himself. He definitely needs some buffs if they want to make him actually, feasibly good at anything. In order for Jax to be useful, you need to have multiple rounds of setup, which completely defeats the purpose of him being a 2-cost. You need to hope that the enemy has no spells that do 2 or more damage, which there are a fucking million of them, that they have no denial spells that'll keep you from buffing him, that they have no silences that'll turn him into just a weak 3-2 that doesn't get any bonuses because his equipment is literally the only thing that gives him anything. He gets no cards, like his Grandmaster at Arms region thing. There are no Grandmaster at Arms cards that actually work with Jax at all. The only one I can think of is Catch, and that's a +1/+1. If that +1/+1 was added to his weapon, it would be good. It's not. The turn ends, you lose it. Or if Jax dies, you lose it. It's not like forging. And speaking of which, Jax's region, as a region, he has no forging cards. So, in order to forge, you have to dedicate the entire other half of the deck to forging. It's why he's not very good. It's pretty rough. I could possibly see him working with, like, a Master Yi Ionia deck. With how overloaded and ridiculously strong Master Yi is, or a Lee Sin, with how overly loaded Lee Sin is, then maybe, because I think of cards like Syncopation. Syncopation might be able to keep Jax alive a little bit, but that's Jax's problem. You need to dedicate a massive chunk of your deck to keeping Jax alive. And once you do, his damage isn't high enough to be worth you spending all that mana and dedicating that many cards to keeping him from just being killed by a 1-cost card or a 2-cost card. Like, he has the same problems Fiora has without the win condition. So when you do pull it off, it doesn't pay off as much. Nonetheless, I enjoy this deck. When it works, it's enjoyable. It can stand against a lot, but even the stuff it stands against, it's super situational. Like, even if you hard countered into the enemy deck, all they would need is like 2 spells that do 2 damage. Or a single silence. Or even like 1 buff. Because until he levels up, mind you, he is always going to be a 3-2. When he levels up, he gets bonuses for each equipped ally that's in the round with him. Until he levels up, which requires equipped allies to do 15 damage, which takes a long time, he gets nothing. He has no... If he had something like Shyvana, where only his attack would go up like +1. If every time he attacked, the Light of Acathia got +1 damage, he would be better. But he doesn't get anything like that, so... It's just kind of sad. I really want to enjoy him more. I like this deck. I like the idea behind him, but in execution, if he was Shuriman, he would be amazing. You would be able to take cards like Rite of Negation. You would be able to take cards like Ruthless Predator. There would be so many good cards that would make him good. But the fact that he is his own region that's full of pretty trash tier cards, like most of the Weapon Master cards are ass unless you're running an Ornn deck or concurrent timelines. If you're not running one of those 2 things, they're useless. They're really bad. Improvising does minimal, borderline nothing, unless you have an Ornn deck. Or if you're using concurrent timelines. Because if you're using concurrent timelines, you drop one of these guys, improvise, and forge, and then boom, you can literally drop Combat Cook and end up with like a 9 and 6 Crocolisk.